Zoyo Versailles was the 1965 American League Most Valuable Player. He won that award by winning 19 out of 20 first place votes. Tony Oliva got the other one. Antonio Oliva was the Sporting News Player of the Year. But Versailles was the MVP, won a Gold Glove, led the league in doubles, and really was the catalyst for a powerful Minnesota Twins offense. He's the only one that hit well against Don Drysdale and Sandy Koufax in the 65 World Series. The Dodgers shut their bats down pretty well, but not Versailles. He hit 286. But I would say that Zoe Versailles was one MVP shortstop that you just don't think much about today. He was a 21-year-old rookie in 1960, and from 61 through 65, he had good seasons. 65 was a great season. But after that, he had a back issues and never again played well in the major leagues. And for four different teams in the major leagues after that 65 season, he only managed about a 203 batting average. Ended up in Japan playing with the Hiroshima Carp in 1972, and then retired in 1973. There have been a lot of players who have won MVP awards who aren't in the Hall of Fame. Spud Chandler, Bobby Shantz, Roger Maris, Denny McClain, Boog Powell, Vita Blue, to name some of these players who didn't have Hall of Fame careers but still were the best player for a single season in their league. He did change the shortstop position somewhat by adding more power than shortstops commonly had in his day. And for the Twins, he had 86 home runs over his years with Minnesota. But because he did not know how to speak English and because he had lingering back issues, he had trouble after his baseball days. He could not find a job. He did menial work and his back led him to disability and Social Security. He had two heart attacks, and lingering financial troubles, even to the point where he had to sell his MVP awards, his All-Star rings, and his Gold Gloves. And sadly, he passed away on June 9th, 1995 at only 55 years old. Did get into the Twins Hall of Fame in 2006. But Zoyo Versailles is one of two great shortstops in this series, Honus Wagner and Zoyo Versailles.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, for it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old park game.
Hi, everybody. This is Apba Brian and Apba Baseball Classics bringing to you Game 2 of the series between the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates and the 1965 Minnesota Twins. Twins are up 1-0 by virtue of their 6-5 win over the Pirates last game on Saturday. And today they could eliminate the Pirates if they can beat them twice in a row. All right, we've already had our starting lineups, and I think we're ready to play ball. Let's play ball. We're going to use two different colored die today, blue and red, for the Twins. We'll read the blue die first. James Kitty Cat steps into the pitcher's box. He's ready to pitch to Tommy Leach. We're using basic Apba. We'll use the master symbols for stealing. And caught is a B with a Z modifier. Here's the first pitch of the ball game to Tommy Leach. 4-4 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Jimmy Hall, one away. And we're off and running for game number 41 in the all-time greats tournament. Fred Clark, player manager of the Pirates, steps in. 34 is a fly ball to Jimmy Hall in center field as well. Another great Honus Wagner steps in. The Twins have already shown a reluctance to pitch to Wagner. The one time he did, he hit a triple. They'll pitch to him here with the bases empty. 34 is another fly ball to Jimmy Hall, and he does all 3 putouts. 3 up and 3 down for the Pirates in the first. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Twins come into bat. All right, Vic Willis toes the rubber for Pittsburgh. He is a Hall of Famer, a curveball pitcher who had 5 seasons where he pitched over 300 innings. Zoyo Versailles steps in the box and lead off for the Twins. 1-1 roll. That's a hit column roll for Versailles. And 25 is a drive. It might be. It could be. It is out of here for a leadoff home run. Zoilo Versailles out of Havana, Cuba, puts his Twins on top 1-0, and just shows you what a league MVP can do. Jim Hall. He's got power. All these Twins have power. He had 21 home runs. 26 is hit on the ground to second base. That is Dots Miller. 4-3. 1 away. Tony Oliva, 321 hitter in 1965. 53 is a 15 on fielding column 2. And that is a solid line drive single up the middle of the center field. Oliva's a fast runner. He's on with one away. Harmon Killebrew, somewhat limited in his playing time in 1965 due to injury, played 113 games. 63 is a swing and a miss for a strike 3 on Killebrew. Here is Earl Batty, the catcher. And 53 is the roll, 19. Fielding column 2. That's going to be a single to center field. Nope, no, take that back. With 2 outs, that's a ground out to third base. 5-3. So the Twins, on the strength of Zoyo Versailles' home run, take a 1-0 lead into the second inning. All right, Jim Cock completes his warm-up tosses. He has an abbreviated windup and a quick worker. There's a pitch to Dots Miller. Well, the Pirates 6-6 roll for Miller. That's hit column. And 34 is a double for Dots Miller. Average speed at second base. Bill Abstein, the first baseman. .62 is a 41. Runner steals third and goes home on a wild throw by the catcher. So stolen base for Miller. And E2. Pirates tie the score. Abstein still at the bat, but now nobody on. 56 is a swing and miss for strike 3. 1 down. Owen Wilson. 42 is a single for Wilson. Catcher George Gibson comes to bat. And that's a 63 roll. That's going to be a fly ball to center field. The runner will hold. Jimmy Hall makes his 4th put out of the game. And Bobby Burns steps in to the box. There are 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Bobby Burns. 42 is a 22 hit by pitch ball. First and second. It's one way to get to the pitcher. Vic Willis. .44 is a 8. It's ground out to Harmon Killebrew at third base. 5-3. That completes the top of the second inning. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-1. Bob Allison will come to bat to lead off the bottom of the second inning for Minnesota. 44 roll is going to be an 8 against an A. That's a pop out to third base. caught by Bobby Byrne, 1 away. Don Mincher. And Mincher is 2 for 3 and has a home run and an RBI in the series. Here's the pitch to Don Mincher. 23 is a ground ball back to Vic Willis, weekly hit. And toss to first, there's 2 away. Second baseman Jerry Kendall. 31 is a walk. All right, Jim Cott, who comes to bat. He wasn't a horrible hitter. Kendall is a average speed at first base. 62 is a swing and miss for strike 3. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Score is knotted at 1. Small at 5'6" and speedy, Tommy Leach will lead off the top of the 3rd inning. When he retired from baseball, he was instrumental in founding the Florida State Baseball League. 1-6 is a roll. 28 is a ground ball to Zoe Versailles. 6-3, 1 away. Fred Clark, the Pirates player manager and outfielder. Here's the pitch to Clark, 46. Ground ball to Killebrew. Fires over to Mincher at first, and there's 2 down. Here is Honus Wagner. 1-6 is a 28 that's going to be a ground out to shortstop. 3 up and 3 down for the Buccos in the 3rd. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, 1-1 tie. Zoe Versailles steps into the box. He led off the game with a bang with a home run. Here's the pitch from Vic Willis. 1-5 is a single to left. And Versailles can steal on the next pitch. He is a E32 base stealer, which is pretty strong. Okay, move the first to 0. Gibson's arm is +2, so E30. And let's see, his chances of being safe will be 11 through 56. And the E would prevent him from stealing, but since he rolled an 11, which in basic gives him an automatic steal, I'm going to let him go for it. 11 through 56, here's the throw. 31, he is safe. Stolen base for Zoe Versailles. Stole 27 bases in 1965. He'll be at second with nobody out. Jimmy Hall. Here's the pitch to Jimmy Hall. 22 is going to be a single to right field. Versailles will score. RBI for Hall, and the Twins take a 2-1 lead. Tony Oliva, who is 1 for 1, he singled his first time up. 1 for 4 yesterday with a home run, so he's 2 for 5. 64 is a base on balls to Tony Oliva. First and second, still nobody out. Twins are trying to put together an inning here. Here is Harmon Killebrew. Vic Willis checks the runner. Here's the pitch to the killer. 42 is the roll. That's a base on balls. Earl Batty comes to bat with the bases loaded. Vic Willis is surrounded by Twins. He will want to tip through the tulips here. Here's the pitch to a dangerous Earl Batty. 56 is the roll. 34 is a fly out to right field. Caught by Owen Wilson, but it will be deep enough to score Hall. And the Twins take a 3-1 lead. 2 outs. Bob Allison. Pardon me, there's only 1 out. Yeah, 2 singles, 2 doubles, and a sacrifice fly, 1 out. Bob Allison's at the plate. But now first and second. 53 is a 16, fielding column 2. That's a single. And Oliva, if he's fast, he will score. Oliva is not rated fast, I don't think. No, he is rated fast. So Oliva scores on the RBI single by Bob Allison, and it is 4-1 Minnesota. Runners on first and second. Don Mencher. The other run scores in this inning, and we'll need to start lowering Vic Willis's pitching grade. There's the pitch to Mencher. 43 is a 29. That's going to be a double play. 1-6-3. That ends the third, but the Twins score 3 times to take a 4-1 lead into the fourth inning. Jim Kaat is sometimes thought of as one of the best defensive pitchers. I would put him in Greg Maddox's category. He has the most gold gloves as a pitcher, and I really liked him. He was left-handed. I just liked his approach, his athleticism. He could hit, field. He could do it all for a pitcher. Here's the pitch to Barney Miller, leading off for the Pirates. 51 is a fly ball to Jimmy Hall in center field. Jimmy Hall's been very active in this game defensively. 1 away. Bill Epstein. 61 is a ground ball to Versailles. 2 outs. Owen Wilson. 45 is going to be a 40. That's a foul ball. And 51 is a fly ball to center field. 3 up and 3 down for the Pirates in the fourth. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Minnesota 4 and Pittsburgh 1. Jerry Kendall leads off for Minnesota. 15 is a 9 against the A. That's going to be a ground out to Honus Wagner at short. Here comes Jim Kaat, a more relaxed Jim Kaat. He's got a 3-run lead. 1-5 is a 10. It's a single to center field for Jim Kaat. And there he is doing it all. And he's rated fast. Zoyo versus, does he steal bases? F31. He could, but the F prevents him. Could hit and run with him. I think we'll just play it safe. Here's the pitch. 35 is a 9 against an A. That's going to be a infield hit for Zoyo Versailles, and Versailles is 3 for 3. First and second, Minnesota. Jimmy Hall. First batter grounded out. The next 2 reached by singles. Here's the pitch to Hall. 6-6 roll. There's a drive by Jimmy Hall. It might be. It could be. It is out of here. A 3-run jack by Jimmy Hall. And it is 7-1 Minnesota. And the horse is about out of the barn. And with that, Manager Clark will bring in a new pitcher for Pittsburgh, Babe Adams. He's a grade A pitcher, YZ modifier. He had legendary control. And he aided Pittsburgh's cause in the 1909 World Series against the Tigers by getting 3 wins. Tony Oliva steps in the box. He is 1 for 1 and walked. Here's a pitch from Adams. 1-6 is a 28. That's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. Honus Wagner is up with it and throws to Bill Epstein at first. There are 2 outs. Harmon Killebrew. 55, that's an 8 against an A. That's going to be a pop out to Bobby Byrne at third base. And the fourth inning is put to an end. But the Twins score 3 times on Jimmy Hall's 3-run home run. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Minnesota 7 and Pittsburgh 1. I think I first noticed the Twins as a young boy in the 1965 World Series. I remember thinking I had a choice to watch the 65 World Series on my black and white TV, Dodgers and Twins, or watch pro wrestling, which was on at the same time. And it was a hard choice. I liked watching pro wrestling as a kid, but it was the World Series, of course. And that's why I first started liking the Twins, and I really liked the Twins. I would go in the backyard and imitate all their hitters and pretend I was, Tony Levin, Harmon Kilroot, and Jimmy Haw, and try to mimic all their batting stances and break windows in the back of the house. My parents were very patient with me. There is caught pitching to George Gibson, 23, is a 26. That's a ground ball to second base, one away in the top of the fifth inning. The Twins really filled the place for the Kansas City A's when they left town in, was it 67 or 68, one of those 2 years. The local radio station picked up all the Twins games and broadcast those, and maybe even some TV games as well. And I enjoyed following them that year. Here is Bobby Byrne. Jim Cott pitches to Byrne with 1 out, 3-3 roll. That's a single for Bobby Byrne. And he'll be at first, a fast runner, 1 down. Pitcher Babe Adams. 53 is a swing and miss for strike 3, 2 down. Tommy Leach. 42 is a 2 balls and no strikes. Jim Cott had really good control. He's got the Z modifier. Here's the pitch to Leach. 43 is a ground ball back to the pitcher, Jim Cott. Throws him out at first. That's 3 outs. Bottom of the 5th we go. The Pirates trail by 6. Earl Batty will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for Minnesota. He's truly one of the American League's best catchers. Went into the 65 season with 3 gold gloves. Here's the pitch to Earl Batty from Babe Adams. That was a 1-5. 1-5 is a pop out to third base. 1 away. Bob Allison, 1 for 2, has an RBI. 44 is a pop out to third base. 2 down. And now Don Mencher. 24 is a ground out to third. So Bobby Byrne was busy in that inning for the Pirates. Twins go down in order. We go to the top of the 6th, 7-1 Minnesota. Fred Clark will lead off the 6th for the Pirates. He stole 31 bases in 1909 and hit 287. 56 is a pop out to the shortstop, Zoya Versailles, 1 away. Now Honus Wagner. 6-6 roll, that's a hit column roll for Wagner. And 21 is a double for Honus Wagner. Fast runner at second. Dots Miller. .55 is a 8. And that's going to be a ground out to the pitcher, Jim Cott. Wagner will go to third, and there's 2 down. Honus Wagner, when he retired, he was somewhat of a coach for the Pirates for a long time. And he also was noted for his wonderful stories he would tell. May or not have been true, but one of the stories I recall he would talk about is that when he had big, very large hands, and he was kind of a thick guy and barrel-chested. And a lot of times people said when he fielded ground balls, he would pick up the dirt and everything with it, and you would see a lot of dirt going toward first base along with the ball. One time, Honus Wagner said that there was a rabbit running across the field. He grabbed up the rabbit, threw the first base, and got the runner by a hair. Bill Epstein, 2 outs, runner on third. 22, that's going to be a single. And it is a single scoring Wagner, and it's now 7-2 Minnesota. Epstein's at first with average speed. Owen Wilson. 44 for Wilson. That's going to be a single. First and third with 2 outs. Jim Cott is 2 batters away from his point of weakness. They're going to hang in there. They've got a good bullpen. Let's see. George Gibson's the batter. Here's the pitch from the left-handed Jim Cott. 25 is a 8. That's going to be a single to right. A run will score, and the other runner will go to third. So it is now 7-3. Pirates only trail by 4 now. Still a lot. Timeout. All right, Minnesota has Billy Pleiss in the bullpen, but they're going to see if Cott can work his way out of the inning. He's got the 8th place hitter up. And with his control as a Z pitcher, I think we're going to walk the batter. All right, the Twins intentionally walk the batter. That means Babe Adams goes out of the game, and Patty O'Connor will come to bat for Pittsburgh. Sam LaVere is in the bullpen. He'll pitch the bottom of the 6th inning for Pittsburgh. Minnesota is going to stay with Jim Cott. He's due to bat early in the bottom of the inning. Can Patty O'Connor stick a quarter in the merry-go-round? Here's the pitch from Jim Cott. 1-5 is a fly ball to center field. Nope, with 2 outs, it's a strikeout. So Patty O'Connor doesn't get it done. He strikes out, and that's the end of the threat. But the Pirates score 2 in the top of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Minnesota 7 and Pittsburgh 3. All right, Babe Adams threw 1 2/3 of clean baseball for the Pirates. There'll be a reliever now for him. Sam LaVere, grade C pitcher with a Z modifier. He'll be facing the bottom of the Minnesota order, Jerry Kendall, the pitcher, and Zoil Versailles. Here's the pitch to Jerry Kendall. 42 is a swing and miss for a strike 3, 1 down. There's going to be a pitch hitter for Jim Cott. He is Rich Reese. 45 is going to be a base on balls, and the pitch hitter gets on. Reese's average speed at first base. Be there on 1 out. Bill Pleiss is still working in the bullpen. He's ready to go. He'll pitch top of the 7th. Now we're at the top of the order, and Zoil Versailles, who is 3 for 3, 2 singles, a stolen base, a home run, and an RBI. Here's a pitch from Sam Deacon LaVere. 53 is a 20. That's going to be an error on the second baseman, Dots Miller. 1 base error. And Reese goes to second. We got Versailles at first. Jimmy Hall coming to bat. Hall is 2 for 3 with a home run. 1-5 is a 10 against the C. That's going to be an infield single for Jimmy Hall. Very fast power hitter. And so now we got Jimmy Hall at first, Versailles at second, and Rich Reese at third base. 1 out. Here is Tony Oliva. Oliva could really break this game open. Here's the pitch to Oliva. LaVere pitching from the windup. 64 is going to be a Z modifier, 2 balls and no strikes. So his back is against the wall. Can Oliva stick a quarter in the merry-go-round? 54 is a 32. That's going to be a fly out deep to right field. And that will advance the runners on second and third. So sacrifice fly for Tony Oliva. Reese scores. Now we got first and third. And it is 8-3 Minnesota. Harmon Killebrew. 2 down. 62 is the roll of Killebrew. That's a 41. That's going to be a double steal. One runner scores. The other runner is second. Okay, I'm going to give Gibson a chance to throw out the runner at second. And if he does, the runner won't score. But if he doesn't, the runner scores. 11 through 46, he would be safe. The catcher, Gibson, is a -2. Louver's move to first is 0. So there goes Jimmy Hall. Ned Yost of the Royals would do this all the time, as first and third double steals. Sometimes it worked, but kind of rarely. But here's the throw. 45, he's barely safe at second. 40, it's going to be 46, so the run does score with a stolen base. Versailles steals home, and Hall steals second. 9-3, Minnesota. And I think at this point the Twins are just showing off. Here's the pitch to Harmon Killebrew with 2 outs. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field, caught by Fred Clark, and that is 3 outs. But the Twins score 2 runs, one of them unearned. And the score going into the 7th inning, Minnesota 9 and Pittsburgh 3. Bill Bulldog Price will come on to pitch the 7th inning for Minnesota. He's a grade B pitcher, Y modifier. And the top of the Pittsburgh order, Tommy Leach, will lead off. 32 is a 26-4-3 ground out. That play handled by Jerry Kendall. Fred Clark steps in the box for Pittsburgh. 53 is a 15. It's going to be a single for Fred Clark to left field. Average speed, and now Honus Wagner. The 6-run lead, they're going to pitch to Wagner. 63 is a fly ball to center field. 2 outs. And now Dots Miller. 6-6 roll for Miller, hit column. And 35 is a triple along the right field foul line. That's going to score Fred Clark. And it is 9-4. Miller's at third with 2 outs. And Bill Epstein comes to bat. Epstein is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Here's the pitch from Pleiss. 54 is a fly ball to right field, caught by Tony Oliva. That's the end of the top of the 7th. Pirates score 1. It's 9-4. Minnesota. Earl Batty is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice RBI. Sam Levere is still on the mound for Pittsburgh. 1-2 is going to be a ball hit to the second baseman, Dots Miller. Batty is retired 4-3. Bob Allison. 1-1 roll for Allison. That is a 4. You get to see it's a double over third base. And Allison, who's a big guy, but he runs fast, slides in the second safely with 1 out. Don Mitcher. 1-2 is a 25, and that's a line drive to Dots Miller at second, 2 away. All right, Jerry Kendall, 196 hitter. Levere's going to pitch to him. But 3-3 roll, that's an 8 against a C. That's going to be a single. And the runner will score. 10-4 Minnesota. The pitch hitter will come up to the plate for Minnesota, Sandy Valdespino. And warming up in the bullpen is Johnny Klipstein. 1-1 roll, that's a hit column roll for Sandy Valdespino. 46 is a double, and a fast runner would score. Let's see, is Kendall fast? Kendall is not fast. So Valdespino's at second. Kendall's at third. Here comes Zoyo Versailles, and Pittsburgh has not got him out yet. 23. Fly ball to left field. They get him out this time. We go to the top of the 8th inning. Minnesota scores once again, and it is now 10-4 Twins. Johnny Clipstein gets the golf cart ride to the mound. He will pitch the 8th inning. Leading off for the Pirates is Owen Wilson. Here's the pitch to Wilson from Clipstein, a grade A pitcher, X modifier. 52 is a X, so it's a swing and miss for strike 3. Wilson is 2 for 4 in the game with 2 singles. Here is George Gibson. 55, that's going to be a pop out to third base, caught by Harmon Killebrew. 2 down, and Bobby Byrne will take his bat up to the plate against Clipstein. 41 is a ground ball to Zoyo Versailles at shortstop. He throws the Mincher, and the Pirates are out 1-2-3 in the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Minnesota leads by 6. New pitcher for Pittsburgh for the bottom of the 8th inning is Chester Chick Random, grade B pitcher, X and Z modifier. Jimmy Hall leads off for Minnesota. Hall's had a great game. He's 3 for 4, 2 singles and a home run, 4 RBIs. 31 is a single for Jimmy Hall. He is 4 for 5. Tony Oliva. And that rolled off the table, so we'll call that a foul ball. Reroll to Oliva is a 16. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. And the runner goes to second base. 1 down. Harmon Killebrew. 62 is a 41. That is going to be a fielder's choice. No, wait a minute. Wrong page. Runner steals third, goes home by a wild throw by the catcher. We're not going to steal third. It's 6-run lead. There's no way they'd be stealing in this situation, so I'm going to re-roll that. 42 is a 14. That's going to be a base on balls. So first and second. And Earl Batty. Jimmy Hall is fast at second. Batty is slow. They're going to play it safe with Batty at first on the base pass. 25 is a 8 against a C. That's going to be a single, or B, 8 against a B. It's going to be a ground ball to third base. 5-3, 2 outs. Runners both advance. Second and third now with Bob Allison coming to bat. And Bob Allison is 2 for 4 with a double and a single. Here's the pitch. 41 is a 28. That's going to be a ground out to the shortstop. That's the end of the 8th inning. No run score. We go to the top of the 9th. 10-4 Minnesota. On the pitch, the 9th inning for the Twins is Al Worthington. And there will be a pitch hitter for the pitcher for Pittsburgh, Brandon. And the pitch hitter is Bob Hyatt, or Ham Hyatt. He was a pitch hitter yesterday, grounding into a double play. Here's the pitch from Worthington. 32 is a ground ball to second base. That is fielded by Jerry Kendall, and the throw to first. 1 away. Tommy Leach. 6-6 roll for Leach. That's a hit column. So the little guy squares one up. 62 is a double for Tommy Leach. Fred Clark. 54 is a fly ball to right field, and that's caught by Tony Oliva. Runner holds unless he's fast. Tags and goes to third, so Leach is not fast. Hannes Wagner. Leach is not fast? Yep, sure enough. 2 outs. Pittsburgh's last opportunity. Pitch to Wagner, 61, is going to be a 39. And runner out stealing third. There's no way he would be stealing third with 6 runs down and 2 outs. So we're not going to do that. Here's the roll again. 62 is a 14. It's going to be a base on balls. They deal carefully with Honus Wagner, first and second, and Dots Miller. Yeah, Miller has had a decent series, batting behind Honus Wagner. He is 2 for 4 today, 3 for 8 on the series, double, triple, and at least 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Miller. 62 is the roll. That's going to be a fly ball to Tony Oliva in right field. He makes the catch, and that's the ball game. Final score, Minnesota Twins 10, the Pittsburgh Pirates 4. We will do the wrap-up in just a second. Well, apparently I had the Minnesota Twins seated too low, and maybe the Pittsburgh Pirates seated too high. That was done by winning percentage. Pirates are seated number 2. They have a tremendous pitching staff, but they could not solve the 65 Twins. The Pirates scored 4 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. The Twins, 10 runs on 12 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher was Jim Kitty Cott, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Vic Willis was your loser, 3 1/3 innings pitched and 7 earned runs allowed. The star of the game was Jimmy Hall. He went 4 for 5 with 3 singles, a homer, and 4 RBIs plus a stolen base. So Jimmy Hall is your star of the game. Jimmy Hall in the 1963 season set a rookie record by hitting 33 home runs, beating Ted Williams' rookie record for the American League. The Minnesota Twins will move on in the bracket, and they will face the winners of the next series, the Pittsburgh Crawfords, and the 2005 Chicago White Sox. Join us then. Thanks for watching today. Have a good day, and God bless.